Alright folks, I've had a few of you ask me how I do this grafting thing. So I'm going to try to give you an idea of what's going on. Bear with me, first time I've done this. I know you can't see it. Normally I use darker comb so the larvae will show up, but I don't know if you can see the larvae in there or not. The ones that I'm after are not much larger than a grain of sand. That's what's the hard part, is trying to find the right aged larva so you can graft. Bear with me here a little bit. Trying to operate the camera by myself, and that's not the easiest thing to do. Working the camera, looking for little tiny sand-sized larvae, and I guess you say narrating it all by yourself. So bear with me here just a little bit, and what we're doing here now is I'm looking in here and I'm seeing eggs, which looks like a little piece of rice standing up on end. And then I look as close to the rice as I can, and that's normally a general idea, with the eggs being the last thing that was laid. The larva right next to it should be the youngest. Don't always work out that way, but probably about 98% of the time that's what we're after. And then it's just a matter of, well, there goes another one of them little cheap tools. Just a matter of trying to fish them out of there with one of these Chinese, no pun intended, well it is too, tools you dig larvae out with. Alright, so bear with me here just a little bit and I'll get started. Another bad thing about the white comb, it's not aged well enough yet. But I can't always control where the queen wants to lay. And this just happens to be the first frame that I run across with the right aged eggs in it. The problem with the white is it's so soft that it's hard to get this little tool here to bend and go underneath the larva. The darker comb is older, it's harder. It's actually got a little bit of a round shape to the bottom, which makes this thing, when you try to go down the sidewall and go underneath the larva, it just has a tendency to naturally roll and go underneath and lift the larva up. Right now I'm having a dickens of a time getting the right ones out of here. Partly because I'm using a new tool, I hadn't got it maneuvered around yet and broke in. May have to make some changes here shortly because I'm wasting too much time. This is something we need to do quick. And as you can see, I'm not doing it very quick. And I know you can't see it, but on the tip of that is one of the little larvas. It'd be nice if I had a cameraman here to operate. Maybe get some better pictures, but you'll get the gist of it. Alright, I'm going to quit playing with the camera and get back to grafting these, and I'll be back with you in a few. Okay, I got about 20 of them done. Wanting to get about 9 more here. Make it worthwhile. I don't know if I mentioned before or not, what I do is I go into my biggest hive. biggest and strongest hive, whichever queen is laying the best. Filling out frames full of eggs and brood. And that's the one I want to graft from. She's doing the best, so I want to carry those genetics on. And that's the whole point in doing this. Plus, the more queens you have, you can keep splitting your hives and growing, and it's not so expensive. I mean, to go out and buy queens, believe it or not, you're looking at about $21 to $25, sometimes $30, depending on the time of the year and how hard they are to find. So, given the fact that right now I've got a really good queen, I've got about 4 sisters from her, and I hope to have about 18, 20 more by next Saturday. I'm going to graft another 20 or 30 here. Once they're mated, you got to put them in what we call nukes. And once they're in there and mated, I could turn around and sell them. Right now I'm just trying to grow my apiary. But hopefully by mid-season, or midsummer, whichever you want to call it, I'll have enough spare queens that if somebody needs one, I can sell them. Alright, just about 2 or 3 more here, and I'm going to call it quits. And what I'm going to do is take these out and put them in a hive that has no queen. By doing that, those bees are so desperate for a queen that they'll turn around and turn every one of these eggs, or almost every one of them. They'll pick through them, and some of them won't meet their criteria for a leader. So they'll pick through, and the ones they like, hopefully about 20, 25, they'll decide could be their queen, and they'll feed them royal jelly, and then eventually cap them. And I'll get you a picture of one of the capped cells that's in the incubator over here. Normally I try not to use an incubator, but I'm trying to push so many through right now. I need all the help I can get. So that's pretty much it for right now. I'll get you a quick shot of the queen cells I've got when I get back. I've got to go get this back in the hive, this frame, because it's full of eggs. I don't want them to get cold and lose them. I'll get these put into another hive, and then I'll come back and finish this up. Alright, see you in a few. Okay, as promised, I got you a picture here of what the queen cells look like. Now, if I'd have left them in the hive just a little longer, they'd have drew them out probably about 1 inch, 1.25 inches long, something like that. The first 1/4 of an inch is a plastic cup, but I wanted to give you an idea of what it looked like.